In Florida, we are allowed to make a right turn at a red light after coming to a full stop. However, that is not the case everywhere, and more cities are posting signs prohibiting that right turn. In today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law, attorney Carl Reynolds is here to explain why right turn laws are getting tougher. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Stephanie.
Listen, as a driver, it's annoying to just sit there on a red light when you know you could turn right and go. But I understand that the injury and even fatality rate is really high with that driving maneuver. Help us understand why this is so risky.
Well, you know, we're all in a hurry nowadays, and so I get it, and no one wants more traffic. We want less traffic. But the problem is at what cost and what expense? And what we have with the red light right turn conundrum is we've got to look for the traffic coming from our left. So we come up to the red light, we're looking to our left to make sure it's clear. Well, we're not looking to see what's coming from the right because we're going the same direction as they're going. We're not crossing across traffic, so we don't care about those vehicles on their side of the road. The problem is, what about those pedestrians on the sidewalk or those bicyclists on the sidewalk? And that's what's happening is while we're looking to our left, waiting to go, and we've all done this, and we're kind of inching out, and we see our little space of go, boom, we gun it. Well, if by that time, you know, little Susie walks in front of us because she's not paying attention, looking at her phone like all of the teenagers do, and I've got 3 of them, you know, you could cause an accident with a pedestrian, and that's obviously a combination we want to avoid at all costs. So that's why a lot of these cities are cracking down on these red light right turn issues, because it creates this friction between pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists.
Well, and I know as an area, the Suncoast does not rate particularly well in terms of pedestrian and bicycle safety. In your opinion, in your practice, how often do you see this as a problem?
I could point to probably at least a dozen to 2 dozen clients where this is a situation that happened to them. It was an accident that was caused because of this kind of red light right turn issue, or a stop sign right turn issue, right? So I've got one now where we're in litigation, and you know, unfortunately, the young lady was leaving her place of business. There's a stop sign. She's coming up to it, and she's looking to her left, sees that it's clear, and so she kind of rolls right through the stop sign. Well, unfortunately, the bicyclist comes right in front of her, and bang, ends up on her into her windshield and on the ground, and broken hand later and everything else. So these happen quite frequently, and I think that's why there's a crackdown, because again, we all want less traffic. I don't want to be waiting at a red light if I can avoid it. But you'll start seeing them, and you see some of those signs: no turn on red, no right turn on red, and we may see more of those, especially at intersections where that friction is high between pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists.
I think it makes sense certainly to have it intersection by intersection. I know from looking at this article that I read on this, I know it was New York City, no turn on red, period.
Right, and obviously in New York City, there's so many pedestrians and things.
Good point. Probably aren't going anywhere anyway.
That makes sense, but you're right. I think hopefully our legislatures and the powers that be will make it on a case-by-case basis, city-by-city basis, intersection by intersection basis, as opposed to just a blanket policy, no right turns on red. We see it with the left turns now. We have the left designated turn lanes with the designated arrows, but now we've got that flashing yellow arrow at some intersections where it makes sense, where there's a opening where people won't be stuck there till the next light cycle. If there's no traffic coming the other way, there's no harm in them making that left turn. I think we'll see that at some of these right turn, red light, right turn areas.
And I know sometimes, like when I've been traveling up in Michigan, some of the stoplights have such a sophisticated pedestrian crossing that if you've touched the button, it triggers the no turn on red on the road so that you can cross protected. That seems like a good first step.
Right, and there's some creative ways to handle it and to make sure that what we're trying to do is just make sure we're safe here on the Suncoast, and sometimes that can cause frustration for, again, we're always in a hurry and we're trying to get where we want to go, and we got the snowbird season now, and there's more drivers on the road, but we shouldn't, it shouldn't be at the expense of safety. We got to look out for the most vulnerable among us, which are going to be pedestrians, bicyclists,
Absolutely.
that sort of thing, especially at school areas. In that area, we're probably going to have to stop doing the right turn on red because too many kids are getting hit.
Yeah, it certainly sounded to me like from reading the article that we can expect some changes, so we're going to need to be conscious of whether it is a posted no right turn on red at some of our intersections, because unfortunately our statistics are not real good in that category here in Florida. For more information about any rules of the road or any other legal questions, you can find Carl and his team by going to injuriesarepersonal.com.